Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the final part of this week's episode. Episode 31, apparently. Pete thinks it's very important that you know that. Allow me to introduce my cohorts here. I have to my direct left, the guy with the most fabulous hat in the business.
Cowabunga, dude.
Mr. I'm Wondering himself, Peter Anderson.
There we go.
Biggest Cowabunga fan coming at you once again.
You fuck.
What a dick.
You fuck.
What a dick.
I want to get both of you. Hey, what's going on, guys?
Far, far left, I have the biggest Zelda fan in the world. If you don't believe me, check out his right arm. He has a tattoo of the Triforce. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Mr. Jeremy Bird.
How do I do this? What's up, ladies and gentlemen? The biggest Zelda fan in the world coming at you once again.
I liked his version better.
I like his version a lot better. And I am only the best ponytail in the business. Pete, would you assist? It's fabulous. I know. Nicholas Dances, how's it going tonight, everybody?
Very soft. New conditioner?
No, actually, this is called very, very, very much sweat and very, very little washing. So, congratulations.
That works. Gross.
We've all been inside of each other now.
Oh, God, what is wrong with this
Here's
podcast?
just a thought. We just never talk about that ever again. Alright? Why don't we just not just avoid all that, please? No, here's my thought. I think that maybe I might have to reconsider my position on VR.
Really?
Because I said that it could potentially be something that is great if it's done right. I think it will fail miserably. I don't think the world is ready for it.
From what I saw from the, was the Oculus Rift for the PlayStation?
For the Oculus Rift on the PlayStation, I do not think that the world is ready for
I
it.
think...
No, the Oculus is for Xbox.
Whatever.
No, but...
No, HoloLens is for Xbox.
Oh, yeah, HoloLens is Xbox.
Oh, well, okay, I was right, okay. I have to agree with you, because look at where we are right now. Like, you're really going to tell me we're going to walk around with that helmet-looking thing?
I can't see the living room experience being what it is. Like what Jeremy is saying, where now the entertainment is right here. It's not for us to entertain each other. It's not a community thing. It's become even more of a localized personal experience. Right now, the gaming industry is already a personal experience in that you can't even get a multiplayer game that you can play in the same room with each other unless you buy a Wii. For the most part. You have your odds and ends. But I don't know if this is gonna fucking freak everybody out. Just a little fucking... I mean, I can imagine my parents, if I was sitting here with the fucking dome over my face, playing a fucking video game, my mom would have cracked my skull open.
My father would have a field day if you ever saw me. Be like, what the fuck are you wearing?
Like, what the fuck? You get that shit off your face.
When did I end up in a sci-fi movie? Watch where you go, and I bump into a wall. That juice in your head. And that's exactly how my father.
I just don't feel like... I don't feel like the world is quite ready for this obtrusive experience yet.
Not yet.
What do you think, Pete?
Hi, my name's Peter Anderson. I'm going to tell you why they're wrong. Okay, VR. It's going to be tough. Sony's putting a lot of bags and a lot of money into this. They believe in it thoroughly.
A lot of bags.
And a lot of money.
Bags of money.
It's not bags of money. They're throwing bags at it and then the money afterwards.
Money bags. They got the reference.
Oh my god.
Oh,
They're throwing
that's like a new paint of coat.
It's kind of like
How do you like them apples?
the first.
Wait, did I say that wrong? No.
Yeah, no, I said, oh yeah, everything comes full circle. I needed that laugh.
So I think VR can. Sorry, inside joke between us.
Yeah, a little bit of an inside joke.
I think if done correctly, VR can be totally successful. They need the first and second parties to jump on board and be able to work with it. They need like Forza to be on board. They need No Man's Sky. Because you can't tell me that it wouldn't be cool for like 30 minutes just to put it on and explore The
But
planets
but
in
am
No
I
Man's
gonna
Sky?
am I gonna spend, let's say, $100
It's gonna be more
on?
than 100.
Well, I'm being
Low-
fucking generous on
we're
the
lowballing
price.
it, so-
I'm being generous on the price. Am I gonna spend $100 for something I'm only gonna use for 30 minutes and never use it again?
Well, what I'm thinking is you're saying for Forza, you're going to have that fucking thing on your helmet and you're going to have your arms out like this trying to drive. I don't think it's going to work. Like, you brought up a good point. They haven't, like, remember we were watching Paris with, like, doing the...
They were doing the tightrope thing.
Paris, youtube.com/improv gaming reaction.
How do you map... You brought up a good point. Have they mapped out the feet, or is it just all done by, like, how the head moves and stuff? Because, like, if they can't map your hands correctly, you're not going to drive straight. That's not going to...
Here's my problem with it is, okay, in what we saw at Paris Games Week, you saw a rope on the floor and people were looking down and they were walking on the rope. Now, how were you tracking the movement of their feet? How did those people see their feet on the rope?
Yeah, it's
Without seeing your feet on the rope, you don't know where you're stepping.
Look it up.
That's why you're looking down.
The thing is about the whole helmet thing. There's no way like under your eyes is visible. Your whole face is
Yeah, your whole face
so.
is covered. So when you're looking down at the floor, are they actually tracking the movement of your feet? And if so, how are they doing it to a way that seems better than the Kinect? Because remember, with the Kinect, if you had fabric on, it would throw off the whole fucking sensor. If you had something that was you couldn't play Kinect on a fucking carpeted floor.
Yeah, I remember that. I was
Because
like, what the fuck is
it
wrong with
destroyed the sensor. The sensor wouldn't be able to track you. So how can they track it so much better now that your sensor's on your face? Are they even tracking it? What's the controller? Are they making the controller? Because like Tekken was another one that they're bringing the VR to. Are you actually fighting? Are they tracking that? Or are you on a controller?
See, with VR, they say, people are a lot of naysayers. But they say, like Shuhei Yoshida is like, I know that VR is very hard to digest. But the people who play it see what's great. The problem with us
I've never doubted what's great about VR. I've wanted VR. I don't think they can do it.
See, I think with the right games and everything, it could.
It's not.
I think it won't. It won't. I think this is going to replace the next PlayStation Vita. I think it's going to be what
it's
they
gonna
push.
handheld.
It's going to be their new handheld.
No, you can't. Can't be a handheld.
I'm just
It
no
covers
in
your
this
face. You can't see when you're walking.
Yes, but I'm saying in the scheme of things.
No, it can't be a handheld.
No, I'm not.
You can't. It can't be a handheld.
Okay,
You
audience.
can't go outside and play PlayStation VR.
No.
Because there's a real world out there and you'll get hit by a bus.
Wow, this train looks so realistic. Ah!
So Nick's not listening to what I'm saying. I'm saying instead of them announcing a new PlayStation Vita or a new handheld system, they're putting all their strength into VR. So I feel like with all their focus on VR, it's going to make it good.
Yeah, there was a time where all their focus was on the PSP. And that worked out so well.
Yep.
Yeah, it gave birth to the PlayStation Vita.
Oh, and that one's working out even better.
Hey, whoever owns a Vita loves a Vita.
Yeah, but not many people even thought of buying it after the failure of the PSP.
They didn't have a good.
I feel like it could be successful.
I don't think so. Anyway, we divulge.
Divulge?
Digress. Thank you from
You're
the
talking
audience.
about me.
You said divulge, didn't
That was
you?
our secretary.
No, that's because I'm like divulge. You call me out on shit. I actually
I
called
thought
you
it
out.
was digress, and I'm like,
One for me.
We digress. Thank you from the audience. What we're talking about today.
I don't know what.
I completely fucking forgot.
This is the best episode right now.
What makes a great first-person shooter is our topic for the day.
You sure that's the topic?
I'm pretty sure. I don't know entirely.
It has to have guns.
Something about guns. Something about guns. I can't read Pete's chicken scratch, so I can't tell you. So Jeremy,
He's like, well, I'm done with this stuff.
I thought Jeremy just gave up. He's like, you know what?
Oh,
I'm
no.
out. I'm out.
I'm a little
Just
stiff.
bring somebody else in to fill my place. Please.
no. We're talking about what makes a
I
good.
hear that dope guys are.
I swear to God, you're replacing him, and I'll kill you both. We were talking about what makes a good first-person shooter.
Guns.
VR headsets.
The Vita.
Reloading. Okay, what makes a great shooter? Mechanics.
I was gonna start, but
Yeah, he was. I kind of got that, but I'm not as much of a douchebag as you are.
no, go ahead. I'll wait it out.
No, you're going.
no.
No, you're going.
Fuck.
You're going. He's a
Fuck.
dick.
Fuck.
You're going.
Fuck.
I will wait here quietly.
All right. So for me, what makes a good first-person shooter is I fucking hate it. Okay, now I see why you do that, Nick. Because you does the same fucking thing to me. Shit. Cut your
I'm
fucking
just
hand.
here enjoying my ride.
So to me, it's got to be the what's the word? Oh my god.
Is it banana split, huh?
For me, a good first-person shooter has to have a good story to it.
Absolutely.
Somebody like, oh, he's going, you blow stuff, you shoot stuff. No. If you literally brought Call of Duty to me and said there's no story, and you just go around and say you brought me Call of Duty, you took out the campaign, you just made it multiplayer, I'd say, congratulations, you made Titanfall. We know how well that did.
Isn't that what Battlefront is gonna be?
No, Battlefront's just multiplayer.
Well, actually, that's kind of what I said. Let me
what you
rephrase.
just said.
Yeah,
Let me take it back a little bit, because let me phrase that. That's because it's Call of Duty. You say Star Wars, and you're doing multiplayer. Yeah, I'm sold. Star Wars fan. Not gonna happen. So
Okay.
But if you Call of Duty, just say if say it was Call of Duty, you bring it to me. Maybe I'll play it. Star Wars.
So you're saying that Star Wars has enough of a story already in place for it to be able to sell a multiplayer game.
Thank you.
Whereas Call of Duty does not have that much of a story in place, where it cannot sell off of just a multiplayer game.
That's honestly my opinion. I know that you're fearing with the new Call of Duty and the whole zombie thing. It's not really a thing for you or me. The whole I've told you guys this before. Modern Warfare 2 killed the fucking series for me because I played it. I played the campaign. I beat it. I got smoked online more times than I can count, and then I traded the game in. I washed my hands of the series, and I haven't played a Call of Duty since then. The only Call of Duty I will play, which is my personal favorite, which is World at War.
I never liked that one.
I fucking love that game. World War II blowing shit up with the bouncing Bettys. But that's the problem I have. If you literally brought Call of Duty, you stripped it down just to the multiplayer, I'd say I'm not going to play
It's
this.
basically what it is.
So you like a story in your game?
Yes.
Like a BioShock Infinite or the original BioShock.
Yeah, definitely. Wow,
Where
my voice went up 3 octaves on that
Where
one.
that's what I liked about BioShock. It gave you a great story with great action and different elements. But
Yeah. No, that's what I was going to say. You got to have a really good story. I had an example and write it on my head. Fuck. You can go ahead. I'll come back if anything.
to have a good first-person shooter, you need to have the mechanics down. You need to have the guns sound right. You need to have the gunplay at precision. You say that, you don't play the Call of Duty games, but Call of Duty, you cannot argue that gameplay, and they have those mechanics down for Call of Duty. With looking down the sight, with everything, the sound, Call of Duty has the gameplay down to a science. But there's those great games like BioShock Infinite and the original BioShock, where it has that story. It also has that first-person element. It also has elements of, I have these plasmas. One where I shoot electricity. One where I throw ice. One where I do fire. And it's those different combinations where it makes the shooter not just a regular shooter. Call of Duty, you're in a war. You're going to go nuclear war is upon us. Shoot. I get that.
Sorry, go ahead. I just got my thought. Go ahead.
I get that every time I play a Call of Duty. I know the world is ending. Russia, Japan is going to blow us up. We have to do something. I know when I walk into a Call of Duty game, that's what I get. But when I walk into a first-person shooter that I don't expect, like a Halo, which I think is what you would go with the story, is it gives you that story and it gives you gameplay, with the first-person shooter aspects, It needs to deliver on, for me, stories, the mechanics, the gameplay. It has to have all these great things boiled into one. When I play first-person shooter, and I've said this numerous times on the show, I need to feel like I'm in an action movie. When I play Call of Duty, I'm feeling like I'm in an action movie with explosions and everything going back. Before you forget, what were you thinking?
Dead Space.
That's
Love that game, only because when it first started out, it was a horror shooter. Kind of like, not Resident Evil, but it's a horror shooter. I was a big fan of it. I played it from when it first came out. and then it kind of transitioned into more of like an action space sci-fi. And the second and third one were kind of lackluster, but just I love the first one where you're walking around in the dark, the monster coming at you, you gotta shoot all their limbs off, and then you gotta stomp the limbs out to get rid of them once and for all. Just that's what's good. That I love the story from beginning to end of Dead Space. That's what I was gonna say. That's my game right there as a modern example. Past example, I'm gonna have to go with GoldenEye.
GoldenEye had the fundamentals, and you have to also
For the
remember.
grandfather.
I mean, for first-person shooters, it introduced the multiplayer aspect, where competitive people go and play Call of Duty titles and Halo titles to see who the best is in the world in multiplayer, and they have all these things. If we didn't have back to GoldenEye, we wouldn't have the split screen. We wouldn't have Halo doing the online. We wouldn't have Call of Duty. Think about this. Call of Duty wouldn't be such a big thing if it wasn't for multiplayer as well. You know, for first-person shooters, you also have to have a good multiplayer. Star Wars Battlefront has that multiplayer. But if Call of Duty just had a story and zombie mode, I don't see it selling millions of copies every year. You know, I could see it coming out every couple of years with a nice campaign story.
I think the campaign would be twice as long.
Yeah, exactly. It would just be that much more, you know? But
I think what's important in a first-person shooter is the enemy. How smart,
Very
how
good point,
responsible-
actually. I didn't think
How
about that.
responsive, how intelligent the AI is. Because regardless of how well you can shoot and how good the story is, if the AI is easy
Coming
to
after both
defeat,
of us.
if the AI is easy to defeat, the gameplay it completely lacks.
it takes away from
It
the
takes a
experience.
huge amount away from the
I
experience.
agree with you on that.
Because you know you can have your characters pop up wherever they pop up and shoot you and make it difficult. Yeah, but there are those times where, let's say you catch somebody and you kick them off a ledge and they don't die. Now they're not in the spot that they were planned to be in. Now that enemy has to think about how to go after you. Not that it's a first-person shooter, but Alien Isolation did it well. Now, if they could take that and turn it into an AI system for all these first-person shooters, I think we might actually step into the next realm of gaming where the campaign is just as difficult as multiplayer.
Those things were
and that's,
vicious.
And that's with less screwing your mother by 8-year-olds.
Yep.
See, what I also like is when first person meets third person action. I bring up Splinter Cell. When you had spies versus mercs.
Oh, so I can't bring up Metal Gear Solid, but you can bring up Splinter Cell.
I thought you were talking about Metal Gear the whole time.
That's what I thought. Every time he talks,
Kicking
I
it
get
at the
Metal Gear.
ledge.
But Splinter Cell, I mean, the spies versus mercs. The mercs, you were first person hunting the spies. It was completely different from when you controlled the spies. But the first person in that, even though Splinter Cell is a third person action stealth game, I mean, to have the mercs and do a first person mode in it and look for the things, that's also what makes a good first person, to be able to jump into another thing. I also bring up Dying Light and Left 4 Dead. Great games, great zombie games that, you know, for Left 4 Dead, you grab 3, 4 of your friends and go through campaigns together and try to take down the zombies, you know?
Well, I was going to say about Left 4 Dead, the zombies weren't bad. Some of them weren't bad to defeat, some of them were tough. But oh my god, the team AI was fucking terrible in that first game.
Oh, the teammate, the AI?
Yeah, in Left 4 Dead 1.
Yeah.
Like, I remember the scene where you're trying to get the gas into the taxi cab and then get out of the thing. I died more times doing that level just because my fucking teammates don't know what... Not teammates, but like the computer that's working with me doesn't know what the fuck they're doing.
That's
We'll go back to there. Like, the enemy is really smart and you gotta have a good team.
I need a smart enemy. Because I need that challenge of somebody sneaking up behind me or trying to flank me. I need that challenge. And you didn't find that very much in the second past generation.
No.
You know, you didn't find that very much.
Like
they started to
moves.
improve on it in the last generation. But I think this generation, if they can stop making games for both the last generation and this generation, they could really push the boundaries on how intelligent the AI can be and how difficult the game can actually be as a first-person shooter. So that then people aren't craving the challenge of multiplayer. I just want to see multiplayer die. I'm just saying it loud and clear.
For the multiplayer fans, I understand.
Yeah,
It's
but
that
the challenge is
competitive thing.
there. You're facing a actual intelligent human being. You're not facing a machine that doesn't know what the fuck that wall is.
Yeah.
You know,
I would
if
say-
they can amp up the intelligence on the AI to be as difficult as the multiplayer, then there will be no need for multiplayer, except for, earning stripes. But you can do that as easily in the game.
I was
You
going to
can earn
say,
stripes.
going back to previous generations, you think about Devil May Cry. Just hear me out. Most enemies in the game are stupid. They're easy. You can beat them simply. But what about the black dogs that you would face? You remember?
The black dogs, the Cerberus, you mean?
No, that's Cerberus. It was the shadow creatures that you had to battle.
Oh, I know what you were talking about. Yes.
Remember,
yes,
like
yes,
you go
yes.
through a symbol, and all of a sudden you're like, "Where the fuck do these things come?" And they actually get faster as they're like losing more health.
Yeah.
It's not a big example. But you think about it, that's a semi-smart AI for that generation.
Yeah,
I remember
yeah.
killing marionettes, killing whatever else, and all of a sudden I'm just like, "What the fuck?"
The
are
thing
these?"
that zips around.
Yeah,
right?
and I'm just like,
yeah, I remember what
I'm
you're
just like,
talking
"What
about.
the fuck are those things?"
I remember
I'm
the
like,
first time you tried to fight one, like it was as the boss, and that's when you get Artemis.
Yep.
It was after you fight the first one.
Yeah, I remember
And
that.
then you had to fight up against like a bunch of different versions.
And then I remember one of the bonus challenges was you had to defeat like 6 of them in like 3 minutes, and I'm literally scamming around trying to kill them all in one. And it's not like, oh, you gradually get one within. No, you get all 6 at once, and you get destroyed.
Yeah.
Yeah, there goes all my health orbs.
You know what's interesting? We each had 3 different ideas of what makes a great shooter.
I like
Jeremy had the shooter. I had the
I had the
mechanics
story.
and gameplay. Story. I had the mechanics and gameplay. You had the smart AI. So I'm curious to think what the audience thinks.
Did we actually have an Improv Gaming come together episode?
Yeah, we-
Yeah,
Holy shit.
wow.
We just made a first-person shooter.
Improv shooter.
Let us know in the comments, though, what do you think makes a good first-person shooter? Do you agree with us? Or do you say, no, you guys... Level design also. Level design makes a big impact
Yeah.
on first-person
Yeah,
shooters.
that's very true.
You know?
That's very true.
You
There's many things that we didn't actually talk about that you're more than welcome to bring up, and we can spawn a whole slew of conversations about that
Yep.
in future episodes and even online. If we ever get our online community as big as it should be.
We're
I think.
working on it.
Little by little.
Little by little, day by day. But
Rome was not built in a day.
thank you, Pete, for those wise words.
I am a history major.
You are,
And you're just a sexy beast, baby.
of course, I am. But tune in next week, where we will go back to Monday's episode and discuss why Tails was actually both yellow and orange.
Oh, wait, was it? It was a progression?
It was a progression.
Ah, son
it
of a-
was a progression. He started off as orange, and in the more recent games, he became yellow.
Oh, we can thank our secretary for finding that one out. But so we were both right for once.
I think he just called you our secretary.
Yeah, right?
Not other secretary, but
We were both right.
Fuck you
sir.
too.
Fuck you. But but
I was right because I didn't say a goddamn word.
just because you stay quiet does not mean you're right, sir.
nope.
You lost your train of thought, you son of a
But,
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. We're actually going into next week talking about Sega.
Sega.
Sega-based episodes.
Sega-based episodes. The entire week is going to be all about Sega. We're going to talk about how Sega was founded. We're going to talk about some history stuff.
Some of our
games.
favorite.
Some of the
on them.
games. We're going to talk about what they could probably do to revitalize Sonic and make
If
him
they can
better,
revitalize
if
it.
they can possibly. I think we actually touched on that a little bit
We did
one
a,
episode, but I think we want to delve a little more
we
deeper
did a
into
little
it.
bit, and then
The Dreamcast is definitely something to talk
Oh
about.
god, we got to talk about the Dreamcast.
well, surprisingly enough, the Wii U actually did surpass the Dreamcast sales finally.
Did they?
Took them long enough, but
Wow.
it happened.
The Wii U, not the Wii.
Sorry, Wii U. Excuse me.
The Wii U only did 11 million copies. 11 millions.
I thought it was- anyway, we're not
11
talking.
million sold for the Wii U. So
But-
that's pitiful.
Yeah, well,
But-
they already announced defeat on that console. They already
At least they
announced
admitted
an NGX.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is PlayStation just came out with their fourth quarter results for year 2. And they did, I believe, 26 million units sold within 2 years. Astonishing. You know, you have the Wii being around 100 million. You know, the Wii, one of the best consoles, you know. And PlayStation's on its way of beating the Sega Genesis, which is around 39 million. And Super Nintendo's around 50 million. But it's funny because...
If it has to hit, if it's gonna be the best console, it has to beat itself.
Yep.
With the PlayStation 2, which is 65 million. Good luck.
But it's interesting because Xbox is not releasing their numbers because, why would
they're going to PCs. Fuck them.
But Nintendo, to their credit, announces every quarter what their standings are.
And they're doing financially well. They're not going anywhere.
11 million just for the Wii U, which is astounding.
Yep.
But definitely check out Sega next week. All new episodes of the Improv Gaming here on youtube.com/improvgaming. And this goes into all that jazz. So
take it away.
Would you like me to take it away? I'll take it away. You can find us on Twitter and Instagram at improv_gaming. You can find us on YouTube, obviously. Click the like button and subscribe here at youtube.com/improvgaming.
You can always hit the notification button, and you'll get our new videos when they come out every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And we're probably pretty close to hitting a full week now, I think.
I think so.
Yep.
We got Sunday, Monday, Twitch Tuesday. We got Wednesday.
Thursday we have stuff.
Let's Play Thursday. Friday, and then
I think Saturday's the only time we actually get a day of rest.
Saturday's Improv Gaming Day. But also Facebook, you can like us there at Improv Gaming, space between the two words. I think that's the first time in a while I've said the Facebook thing. Also email us at improvgamers@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitch, Improvcot with a K, Improvcap with a K, IPGJBird with no K.
with a J.
With a J for Jeremy. Motherfuckers.
You can always check us out on Twitter with Jimmy Poison 450.
Improv Pete.
And ProfCon.
Popcot every day.
You see in the beginning of the video, you see every little thing like that.
And be sure to check us out on the PlayStation community, Improv Gaming.
Nice.
And as always,
Expect Tomb Raider Let's Plays, a whole bunch of Call of Duty. You know what's coming.
expect a whole bunch of disappointment from Tomb Raider. Whole bunch of disappointment from Call of Duty.
It should be the fall of the Tomb Raider, not the rise.
You know what's funny? Last week, a lot of fans have emailed saying they love when I did this. So as always,
Game on!
He said something like, "Go fuck yourself, Nick," or something like that.